Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Uploading Podcast, the number one podcast of the Spotify metaverse technology. Yes, today it's an interesting show. Everybody has their mics muted, I'm going to assume. We found this new tech, which is turning off your mic while recording. That's a joke because Saw just put away his controller before we started, and that's a out of control joke now.
Yes, it's invaded into the podcast. Delightful. Like a hostile invasion in Elden Ring. Like I was playing.
Like a hostile invasion in Ukraine. Fuck this. Okay.
What a great intro.
Oh my
Man,
god.
Silas, you really went there.
Yeah.
Well,
really went there.
obviously. That's the only... My brain only can think in extremes, right? So... It's Monday, the 9th of May, hopefully, when this comes out and we don't have any editing issues again. I apologize for the long delay on the last one. It's National Lost Sock Memorial Day. Where do they go? We can only hope it's a better place. But no one really knows what happens to the lone sock that seemed to disappear without a trace. Do you have lost socks, anyone? Well, I guess you don't.
Specifically wear socks in odd pairs, so it's fine. And the brightly colored ones as well, so I enjoy that.
I guess my question already doesn't make sense because you can't have a lost sock because you've lost it, so...
I guess on that front as well.
It
Though
also
it's like,
is National Nurses Week. Good job, nurses. Good job. I don't know. Well,
banging more pots
For
and
those of you
pans.
that are left, you're doing fantastic. We don't have very many left.
God.
Yeah.
okay. That's
I have
pretty
no
weird.
Rated 5. Okay.
Well,
your American listeners will know, I guess. I thought this was like popularly covered, like the nurse shortage, because basically it started when they wanted to give them the COVID shot, and some of them refused, and they quit their jobs and all that stuff. And now there's a hospital shortage or whatever. Yeah. For those
I'm
of you,
pretty sure there's been a
you are doing
shortage
fantastic.
for a long time. It's just like it's critical now.
Yeah. For those of you left,
that's actually, I think
Thumbs
that's
up.
true in most countries. It's just like absolutely underpaid work, and it's not even like good work, probably.
Yeah.
they definitely do
So,
more than the
Like
doctors.
it's
I feel.
underpaid and you're dealing with like the worst of the worst when it comes to people coming into the hospital, just being very hostile and antagonistic towards you, which has a huge effect on your mental health. Which again, when you're also not get paid great as well, like it's a matter of time before you get, people wanting to just leave and find something healthier. I believe there was also one, a nurse who had an OnlyFans account and was making more money off of that, and eventually the hospital got real uppity about a nurse having an OnlyFans account, and she just quit and just started doing that because she was making more money from it.
Well, okay.
So,
Yeah,
Great.
good on you.
I think most people on OnlyFans make a lot of money. At least if they're like good looking or whatever. That's the one group of people that seems to have infinite money. It's really horny people.
not just infinite
like-
money, they have an infinite number of people. That's the trick.
And
An
also,
infinite number of people who are
that's
really
the people
horny.
who will actually pay for things. Like when you look at like artists who like draw things, people who don't draw NSFW things, they don't get paid.
I mean,
Seemingly.
No.
they do. It's just a lot harder to get done.
And then the NSFW ones, it's like, yes, look, the commission is 99 euros. Which is fine because people, you have to value your time correctly. Don't undervalue whatever your work is. Whether that's, I don't know, flipping over a half-dead person because of some random medical thing, or if it's like drawing a cock for like 4 hours. Don't undervalue your work. Don't overvalue it. Don't be too confident and be an arsehole, but don't undervalue it. That's, I think, a massive problem.
Yeah, people talk themselves down all the time.
Don't do that. Well, one thing to talk down about is Microsoft, though. That's the translation. Yeah, into my rambling note. Somehow, nobody put in rambling notes for today, which is fine.
We don't always have stuff to talk about,
yeah.
unfortunately.
I've put down Microsoft, though, because there's a great new feature coming to Windows 11. I run this little dumb channel called Silas on Linux, which I've talked about here many times, and the listeners here know that I like to not use Windows. And sometimes people ask, like, oh, why would I want to switch to Linux? Or why would I switch away from Windows? It works for me, and it runs all the programs that I want, and it's fine. Well, Microsoft is introducing this cool new feature where they're going to cross-check what apps you want to run with a list on their servers, and then they will decide if you can run this program or not. So it's basically like Apple or like Android or iOS, where you can only run stuff from the App Store, except you can still download programs from anywhere. It's just that Microsoft can in the future decide if you want to run it or not.
Well, that's terrible.
You're getting fucked, man. Okay. That's just hilarious to me. The one, I guess, good and also really stupid thing, though, is Merrick trying to talk. What's happening?
No, I just unmuted. I had to readjust my microphone.
Up, but nothing is happening. Okay. Yes. The one kind of good / also really stupid thing is that this is not going to be active on current Windows 11 installs. You have to completely delete. Well, if you want this feature, you have to completely get rid of your actual Windows 11 install that you already have, and then completely reinstall Windows 11 to have this active, which is completely stupid on its own. But also, after it's installed and it's turned on, you can just press a button to turn it off.
Well, that's good.
But you cannot turn it back on again. You have to reinstall it again. So imagine this: you're like giving you turn it off because you are not a complete idiot, and you have like reasonable doubt about running, I don't know, video.exe or something. And then you deactivate that, and then, I don't know, a few years later you give your laptop to, I don't know, your grandma or something, and then you want to turn that on again because, oh, grandma might click on some weird fucking links, or you have to install the fucking OS again, so it's this cool security features turned on. Why is it that shit? Why? There's no reason for this.
They just keep doing worse.
The only reason I can think is so that they can shift blame
want.
towards you if anything goes wrong. If you say, well, I've had it on the whole time, but it's not really true, you know? They can say, like, oh, no, you obviously turned it off. That's the only thing I can think of.
You didn't reinstall the system. You know to turn it on.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. So, yeah, in the future, if you want to run, I don't know, an older game or whatever thing that's not actively supported by Microsoft, then good luck, motherfuckers. You don't own your PC anymore, I think. You own the hardware on it.
At least you have the option.
own
That's
your
something
PC,
that Mac
so-
users unfortunately don't have. So I will say
What?
that
What
much.
do you
At
have?
least you have the option to switch it off. If you want to run some random,
for now,
yeah,
or for
yeah.
now, we don't know when.
Yep, it's not a good day when the only thing you can highlight is we could potentially turn this off if we want. For now,
I think eventually they're going to get rid of the turn off button. Moral of the story is go look at that channel, go look at my channel. There's so many Linux things, so much
Yes.
out there. There is something for you as well.
Go look at all our individual projects. Anywho.
Now let's move on to the actual topic. Well, yeah. Don't you love that Microsoft is really trying to protect you, Sod? Don't you like that? Don't you feel safer now?
I do not. No.
Oh my god, I fucking can't get my mind around this. I can't. Oh, look, computers have worked like this since, I don't know, the 1950s or whatever, when the first computer ever was invented. Oh, it's so dangerous. Bad things will happen if you install the programs that you want. I have to stop this. This just makes me angry and I hate it. And I think all of our listeners, you should hate it as well. Now, move on to the next topic, to the actual first topic. Who wants to do that? We haven't decided before.
What was it again? Let me check real quick.
I want to do topic number 2 and 4.
I wanted to do, what was it, number 3 myself. So again, I don't think, unless it's his audio, his signal radically improves, I don't think Mac should read it out in case we hear nothing, you know? Yeah, well, why is it saying there's 7 people on this?
We can let him try.
We'll see
I'm
what
moving
happens
about.
when
I'm
it
a bit
comes
closer
down
to the
it.
door now, so I'm just trying to avoid the wind as much as possible.
Well, that helps.
Oh
boy.
Oh my god. Well, yeah. So you're gonna do number 1 and 3, I guess, and then we'll see if Barry can do 5, which is actually the one that he put into Discord. So yeah,
delightful. In that case, topic number 1: Dish's 5G network is finally live in Vegas, and it has NFTs. Dish Network has taken a big step forward on its journey to becoming the country's 4th wireless carrier. 4th? What? 4th biggest, you mean?
No, 4th carrier. You have 3 right now.
No, I think there's more than that. It's just like there's big ones. Like there's Mint Mobile.
Well, no, those are the ones that actually run the networks, that own and operate the networks. There's other like sub companies that just lend network from like AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile. But those 3 are the ones that actually have networks.
Yeah. One that it should have taken, let's say many months ago. As reported by Axios, its 5G network, aka Project Genesis, has finally launched to paying customers in Las Vegas, graduating from the beta program that began late last year. For $30 a month, it includes unlimited 5G data, talks, text, and this. Additionally, we include a white glove delivery experience and exclusive access to Project Genesis app where you can earn rewards. Rewards including NFTs. You'll need a Project Genesis issued, wait for it, Motorola Edge Plus. Okay, that's the only supported phone, and it's delivered to you by a Project Genesis ambassador, which appears to be a guy in a van wrapped with Project Genesis branding. Okay. Customers can access support through a Project Genesis app, which doubles as a gamified way to help fine-tune the network. You'll get points for participation and potentially engagement app that offer. Oh wait, me and my dyslexia. Potentially NFTs. There we are. one more time, you'll get points for your participation and potentially NFTs. Seriously, there's a whole section in the terms and condition page about an engagement app that offers exclusive offers and loyalty rewards, including the non-fungible tokens. And while a customer support representative tells us those might only be for beta testers, a Project Genesis FAQ suggests that treating the network like a game is part of the appeal. I can't even with that. Fuck all the way off with that. The more points you earn, the more you get, from awards like exclusive NFTs to special gear and more. Also, a lengthy bit of the term and condition page includes the 911 dispatchers may not be able to see your phone number or location. Of what people you want to see that. And you can't hold Disnet responsible for anything bad that happens to you as a result. It's also in all caps, so you know they mean business.
Oh my god.
There needs to be a constitutional amendment in America to, like, contracts cannot be used to do blatant harm and grievous injury to individuals, which, you know, being a 911 dispatchers not being able to find your location when you could have a concussion and not know exactly where you are is, I'd say, grievous injury to an individual, you know? Christ.
That's not, yeah. I feel like this whole Dish Network thing is basically just made specifically for our show.
It feels like cockamamie bullshit that is destined to fail, and I cannot wait for that to happen.
Know what you think about the rest of this, so because you said like fuck all the way off with this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your whole opinion on this idea?
It's a network. It's there to provide a basic service. You don't need to gamify it. It just needs to work. I don't understand this. Why do you need to gamify? This is like gamifying a bloody heart rate monitor. It just needs to do its basic function. You don't need to add any bells and whistles on top of that. It's baffling.
Yeah, you don't need to, but does it hurt?
Kinda, if you focus more about this, because this is added in as a way to earn what's its money off of the people. You know? If you're more focused about, like, turning the consumer into another product as opposed to making your product good and stable, then yeah, it hurts.
Well, I don't think that's what they're trying to do there. From what I've understood is they're gamifying it, at least for now, to like do actual beta testing. I like...
But
so
it's left the beta stage.
Again, like it's not actually like it's not a nationwide network yet, is it? Though.
Again, if they need to test that thing out, they should pay people to test it.
There's no better test though than just letting random users loose on it and giving users some kind of reward. Now, if NFTs are good for that, that's not even. I'm not going to comment on that now. But like giving rewards to random people to like use this half baked network. I think that's a cool idea. I would do that. I would actually definitely do that. If you like get a fucking, I don't know, random shirt and you can tell random stories about like fucking Project Genesis. I think that's fun. I'm not against companies being more fun. Now, whether they get like more data and stuff out of this, yeah, sure, probably they do, and probably they can use that to like make more money or whatever. But also they're gonna make it better with beta testers. Now, the only thing that I really have an issue with is the 911 problem. You shouldn't have random users on that network if you can't call 911 with it. Like, why?
No, you can call them. It's just...
Well, it just fucking doesn't work. It's just useless.
No, they are preventing them from seeing your location and your phone number, which is the one people you want to have access
Yes.
to that. That's the holding that off.
That's why I'm
They're
saying it's
gatekeeping
useless.
that information to sell it on. It's not they can't. It's like,
Well, I
oh
don't know.
yeah, we're gonna hold on to this because, like, yeah, we're gonna sell it otherwise.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. I don't think they're doing that on purpose, though. It probably is just a shit network. Why would you purposely keep data away from 911? I don't think that's what they.
So they'd have
their
to
goal
buy it.
is.
They're turning
That's
you
not
into the
that's-
product.
That's bullshit. Well, not for 911 though. I think that you can't
I don't
be
trust
that
it.
evil.
People can always be that evil. Never underestimate cruelty and greed.
Getting a new network, prepare to die edition.
That's
No.
really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, personally, I hope that they succeed in building a new carrier because more competition is good. And if they can do it in a weird, quirky way, I'm even more for that. I don't like more of the same. At that point, we have to stop making jokes and shit and just be more of the same news podcasts. Because, oh no, we are different now. I don't think that's good. I think being different is a nice thing. Yeah.
That's the way to stand out, but
Well, I don't think any of us have anything more to say on this subject.
It is a way to stand out. And it's funny. Just the fact that the Project Genesis logo has a 5 as the first S is already like, I think that's already awesome. Project Gen 5 sis. But okay. There also another thing that I'm upset about is that I can't go to almost any of their websites because it's blocked outside of the US. Like, god damn, that's really dumb. But okay, yeah, I think we're done with this. It's not it's not purely evil. I think it just sucks. It's fun, but it sucks. Don't use it if you don't have another alternative. Because it's not
it's
gonna
probably
work.
not even accessible
Probably.
in places like where I live. Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's in Vegas.
probably all Western.
And that's where it is.
Yeah.
It's in Vegas. I would like to go to their coverage map if they have something like that, but I'm not in the US. Let's move on to topic number 2 now. Done enough fun things. Time to move on to more fun things, which is topic number 2. Spotify brings music-themed islands to Roblox.
Wonderful.
I guess Todd hates this because music is only supposed to be listened to in a music app. How dare you have fun with new music technology or whatever. Spotify.
Just buy albums from artists. Don't stream them from Spotify or solely. Spend money on an album every now and again so they actually get something.
Would they get something though?
Or a t-shirt or something. Yeah.
What is it exactly? Like different islands for each individual song? Wouldn't they get something maybe? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to read now. Spotify has launched its own digital space on Roblox called Spotify Island, allowing players to make music, play games, and interact with virtual artists, the company announced in a press release. Spotify calls its digital island an audio oasis, which features distinct Spotify branding from the vibrant green color of the landscape to the heart-shaped like icons scattered around the island that players can collect and exchange for virtual merchandise. The more hearts users collect, the higher they climb on the game's leaderboard. Spotify says it will fill out its digital space with themed mini quests, virtual meet and greets, and other exclusive content, such as paid merchandise made by artists. The platform tells The Verge that the entire portion of revenue from artists' merchandise will go to the artists directly, It also plans on collaborating with artists to create more opportunities like this in the months ahead. Spotify is kicking off its Roblox launch with its first music-themed island, K-Park. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Which is supposed to celebrate all things K-pop and will feature interactive experiences with K-pop artists. Oh my god, Sunmi and Stray Kids. Spotify's Roblox entry is a first for any music streaming service and is part of a larger bid for companies to establish a presence in what it considers the metaverse. A concept that hasn't really been defined beyond consisting of a series of virtual online spaces. I love this so much. I think this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, if it all actually goes to the artists, then hell yeah.
So
I mean, as long as people are having fun, it's Spotify. The money for the music being played will be the same split as it always will be, right? Like that, and that's just a bad split for artists overall.
well, yeah, but it says
Yeah.
you can buy virtual merch
And meetings and things like that.
Yeah,
That's another opportunity for artists to gain more money through Spotify, I guess.
Yeah. I think this is good for Spotify.
Like first and foremost,
people.
I think they should be getting at least like a minimum. What was the minimum people were looking for? A cent per stream. Just even that alone would be a huge help.
Can it even play actual music in this? Yes, I think so. Did it say that in the text somewhere? It says make music, play games, and interact with virtual artists. So this is not listening to Spotify in Roblox. This is like hanging out with your mates, like fooling around and like doing a virtual meeting with, I don't know, whatever Sunmi is. I don't know. I think this is a cool idea. It's a complementary service to what Spotify is. Like, I think this is a cool idea. This is like the first, I'm going to say, metaverse idea where I'm like, okay, that makes a bit more sense. Because if you can, like, virtually meet your fucking, I don't know, your number one idol singer or whatever, that makes more sense to me because you can't get close to that person in real life anyways, as compared to like what Facebook are like have shown with like, oh, meet your fucking friends in the metaverse and like play cards or whatever. That's stupid because usually you're gonna be living close to them anyways. And for that, like, even if you aren't living close, you can just do like a video call or a voice call. That's fine. But this is like a fun thing.
Yeah, when you first read it off, I had in my head like a picture of islands that were literally being created like with the sound waves or something like that, but something like that. But that sounds a lot better. I had no idea how that would pan out.
I'm definitely going to see if I can like install Roblox on him, see if this is out already. I don't know if it is actually. I want to try this. I've not played Roblox in like a long time. And I think that's a cool idea. Doesn't fix artists being paid too little, but that's not the point of this. It's not like they call it I don't know, Island of Creators or something. Right, so I don't really care. It's not even still there, hello?
I am, sorry, just quiet. I don't have much to say on this. I don't play Roblox. I've never touched it. I have no interest in the thing. So it's really hard for me to riff on it at all. It's like that and Minecraft, like two big things from people my generation or a little younger than me. Well, I am again a centennial, or Gen Z,
I'm in-
just an older one. So I just don't care for them. I haven't touched them. It's a cultural touchstone that I have no investment in whatsoever. Hard for me to comment upon.
I'm trying to visualize how that would pan out.
Okay, well then we
It's
might
like-
do the artists just, if the artists are just communicating via text, then how do you know it's actually your artist? And nextly, if you are doing like voice connections and meetings, you have to be
Yeah.
like an adult with an ID and submit that to Roblox and everything else. And that's kind of, yeah, it's kind of difficult to say how that would turn out.
Well, not really. Like if it's just over voice, like I believe a lot of these apps have it like legally you have to be at least 13 years of age to sign up for these things, but they do a very poor job of enforcing that.
not Roblox.
Yeah, they
though.
actually
They,
want
like,
your,
actually want your
your,
ID and
your
stuff.
real credentials.
What?
That's actually true. They actually do a mostly good job of moderating stuff, making sure that there's not, I don't know, 5-year-olds watching
A
porn.
lot
on
of
it or
them like
something
use their mom's
accidentally.
ID, obviously, because there's a lot of
Or
screamers.
talking to
and-
bullshitters.
yeah,
That's a different problem. But they tried. Roblox do their best because it's basically specifically made for kids. So
yeah. So I mean, how populated would it be, and how would that actually pan out? Really, that's what I'm curious to find out.
let's look at this. Do they have like a graphic or something? Now, okay, it's already, you can already play it actually. It's on the roblox.com/games site. Yeah. I hadn't thought about this. I hadn't thought about the fact that, yeah, maybe it's like a Spotify employee sitting there, like with the name of like, oh look, it's Michael Jackson, everybody. And then all the kids run away because of reasons. Okay.
Escape the Iowa.
No, but I think Spotify is not that. They're not going to put like random people there and say, "Oh, look, it's your
They
favorite
might,
artist." I guess they could do
if
that.
it is all
sure, but,
text
like,
based.
they would still have to pay. I mean, if you look at the screenshot, there's like also like a video screen. Maybe you can go to a virtual theater, virtual concert or something like that as well, which is not, sounds like a stupid idea. At least I think so, but it's not that stupid. That's like playing Minecraft.
Yeah, virtual concert seems to work
Randomly
out
meet up
all
with
right.
people and then see stuff. That's
Fortnite did it.
yeah. Again, better than the Facebook concept idea.
Yeah, it seems Facebook can't manage to do anything right.
So, good job, Spotify, on this note. By the way, I think another thing that I literally just remembered. What is it called? Is it called Spotify Green Room? No, I think they've changed it. Have you even heard of Spotify Green Room?
No, I've
either
never
of you?
heard of it.
No.
Yeah, they've just changed it, I think, to Spotify Live, which is actually their version of basically like Twitter Spaces or like the Stereo app or fucking the Clubhouse app, like live podcasting, essentially live audio shows and stuff. It's a separate app and nobody knows it exists. So, good job, Spotify.
Probably has to be a
Just quickly
separate
want to
app at
mention
this
that.
point. Which Spotify takes up an enormous amount of my phone's storage space. It's like a gig or something, I think.
Eee.
Have you had music downloaded?
No, it just
Because if you
caches a
don't,
lot of
then
it,
it's
so I
not
have to
big.
clear that out pretty periodically. And then it's fine.
Well, it's not going
Why?
to count
No.
live shows, though.
But yeah, that's why I said, yeah, that's a good thing that it's separate, because
And,
otherwise I'd have 2 gigs of missing space on my phone.
Let me actually see how big Spotify Live is. I want to know now because I don't think that makes sense because that is not going to take up a lot of space because it's a fucking audio player app. 130 megabytes, and a lot of that is going to be duplicate stuff, which is already inside of the normal Spotify app. So, I don't know, probably like 60 megabytes or something if it was inside of Spotify, actual Spotify. Well, anyways, please go to topic 3 now.
I believe that's me, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where was I? Yes, topic number 3. SEC fines an NVIDIA $5.5 million for insufficient crypto disclosure. NVIDIA will pay $5.5 million to settle charges from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, that the company's disclosure regarding the effect of crypto mining on its gaming arm were insufficient. The SEC's order states that NVIDIA failed to disclose ... for some reason. That crypto mining was a significant factor in the year-over-year growth in the company's gaming revenue during consecutive quarters in its 2018 fiscal year. In Form's 10Q for that year, the SEC charges that NVIDIA's reports of material growth in the gaming business were driven in significant part by crypto mining, but the company omitted that fact. According to Commission, the company's actions violated part of the Securities Act of 1933. Wow, going back there. And provisions in the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. NVIDIA's disclosure failures deprived investors of critical information to evaluate the company's business in a key market. Christina Litterman, chief of the SEC Enforcement Division, Crypto Assets and Cyber Unit, said in a press release, all issuers, including those that pursue opportunities involving emerging technologies, must ensure that the disclosures are timely, complete, and accurate. An NVIDIA spokesperson declined to comment to Tom's Hardware on the matter. Okay. According to the SEC, NVIDIA agreed to a cease and desist order and is paying $5.5 million fine, but has neither admitted to or denied the SEC charges. That's wonderful. How about you only let them pay the fine if they admit it? That would be great. That would be great. Otherwise it's utterly meaningless. Also, 5.5 million. I'm pretty sure they made far more off of crypto mining than that.
That's the next part, though. Just read.
The fine is a slap on the wrist, which for NVIDIA, which in 2018 made 9.7 billion in revenue and 3 billion in profit. In 2021, the company made 26 billion in revenue and 9.7 billion in profit. 5.5
Not
billion.
From crypto mining, but from selling the cards and other stuff what they do. But they have a lot of money.
Yeah, but people are buying the cards for crypto mining, so it's
well, yeah, but
that's the whole point.
The gaming part is not very big for NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Which they sell the gaming cards to miners, which is the whole reason why this was categorized as gaming before, because they don't have specific cards for gamers. Well, not really. They just use normal GeForce cards for gaming to mine. So they know where they're selling them to, probably. Definitely they know that, because you have invoices and shit. And if you sell your chips to cars that make mining things, then yeah, you know that they're being mined on. But 5.5 million when you have $26 billion of revenue, wow, they definitely have to watch out now. Fuck this. Ooh, little slap on the wrist. Yeah,
Yeah, just superb.
I don't get why they would even like do shit like this. Like, why does it really matter where they are selling the cars to? Wouldn't the fucking investors just not give a shit as long as they make money? That's what investors do. You give them money, and then you get money back because it gets more valuable.
That's the thing, though. It's like, why is this making money? Like, you have to be fully informed of everything going on in a company when you're investing in it. Because otherwise, it's like, hey, I thought this was a sure thing, but you were lying to me about this or not being full on straightful. I was investing in a gaming company because I thought that was like becoming more culturally relevant and was going to take off. It turns out you're making so much money because of crypto mining, which I believe to be an unstable market that is, prone to collapse any day now. So, that's going to massively deflate the value of my stock, which I only put in there because I wasn't aware of this. You have to be forthcoming with
NVIDIA's an AI company, not a gaming company, but okay. But my point, that feeds into my point, because why would NVIDIA try to hide it?
I don't know.
That does not make sense to me. Just be clear with it, because most investors are going to be like, oh, look, it's the more profitable bit, because gamers will not pay a lot of money for it, but miners will pay probably more for it.
Gamers would pay a lot of money for it. The problem is miners keep buying them all up.
For more money. For more. That's the reason why gamers can't buy them, because the fucking money people just buy, oh, look, I don't know, 50 GPUs at once. What fucking gamer is going to buy 50 GPUs at once? Literally none. No gamer has ever done that, because you can only use one, really. So it's better for them to sell cars to miners, because they'll buy them in bulk. And you'll get a lot of money at once, which is a good thing. That's why, like, yearly plans exist for, I don't know, subscriptions and stuff, because getting more money up front is always better. I don't get why they did this. Stupid. Multiple things are stupid in this. The fucking activity itself of hiding this and then just doing a $5 million fine. If this was really that bad, do an actual fine that matters. Maybe what the problem is like, I don't know if that's true for this, but some like crimes and stuff have like the punishment set up already, where it's like, oh, if you, I don't know,
minimum sentencing, I believe.
Yeah, kind of like that. If you like kill somebody, it's like, oh, go to jail between, I don't know, 5 and 50 years or something. Maybe this is a similar thing like that. Maybe this is just set up like 50 years ago, and 50 years ago, $5 million was like the most insane amount ever.
I don't think so.
Of inflation, it's not adjusted. Maybe. I hope not.
I really just think they need to like bring in a firm to like. I said this before in a previous recording. They just need to bring in specialists who understand the economy and how these companies work, and have the judge like you will suffer a fine as deemed appropriate by this group here, and they will then deal that out, and you have to live with that. Because these judges don't know what to find these people. They always underplay it.
Yeah, probably lobbyists are doing things there. I can imagine, maybe.
I don't know. It is a very complicated subject to me.
Oh, don't find them this much.
I mean,
crypto,
it is. Could either explode or die this year. Who could have? I mean, could they really have taken that into account when they don't know which way it's going to go?
Well,
that's almost like disclosing information.
They have to be straightforward about it, because, like I said, it affects like people's perception of the company and thus how they invest their money.
I mean, that's the whole point
I
of an
think a good
investment.
example,
to me, it seems like
recently as well,
you are kind of gambling either
like
way already. I don't know, and a company does change with.
I know,
it
but
does
it's
have to like fluctuate depending on what's going to happen in the economy, in the environment, and can they really predict the future? You know,
I know, but it's like you like dealing with a deck
crypto
of cards.
in of itself
like
is
you have
its
to at
own
least
investment.
know all the cards on the deck. You have no guarantee of what they will be, but like when you actually get dealt them. But if the casino starts like taking out all the kings of a deck, then that's funky. That's real funky. You know.
This doesn't even have
Like,
anything to do with crypto itself.
I know
So,
it's
yeah.
not about making the investment any safer. It's like it's still always going to be chance. It's just like they have to be legally fully informed as the company is capable of making them.
Yeah, just don't lie.
Yeah, intentionally or otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to sway on this one. Like, I have no idea which way to go with that because it's still a very unpredictable thing.
How does unpredictability of the crypto market influence not lying about who you sell your things to? That doesn't matter. Like if
who you sell your things had a company, to matter, really?
We would fucking split out ad money from donations. And that's what they're not doing. As an example, you have to like split out your revenue streams into the revenue streams that they actually are. Especially if you're like a public company, which is what they didn't really do, apparently. This could have been anything. This could have been, I don't know, Sega not putting arcade and normal game revenue in separate categories and then just saying like, oh, we sold 5 million or whatever the fuck money they make. Just split it out. It doesn't matter what it is. Categorize things correctly. It's not having this be about crypto.
Well, I'm talking about
anything.
It being about unpredictability. They could have been fined
for like, fucking anything.
How about them shilling out their games and then not realizing that arcades all of a sudden exploded? Like, that's pretty much what happened. They sold their product for, what would presumably be gaming. You would assume so, right? But if you don't sit there and look at all the memes about NFTs, how are you to, and crypto and Bitcoin and everything, how are you to predict that, if you're just out of the loop in that niche?
Well, you don't have to predict it.
It seems like you have to predict it.
That's not how accounting works. Accounting is not like
they're saying
random shit in the future.
Their presumable amounts for that specific thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, I think that NVIDIA very much knows what companies they sell their chips to and who's making what kind of graphics cards for them. And if you sell all of your chips to cars that make crypto mining cards instead of cards for gaming, then you know that because you know what companies you sell your things to normally.
I mean, unless do you know any more than the fact that you sold them? Like, yeah, you know who you sold them to, but what they do with it afterwards, is that really your business?
I mean, it's kind of like data tracking. It's like, the company, you know what they do, so you can figure out what would they have for all these graphic cards,
So they need to hire a detective.
And yeah, I think we're going in circles now at this point.
It just sounds ridiculous to me a little bit.
What? They're getting fined?
I don't think they care, and I don't really care, but the reasoning behind it just sounds a little ridiculous.
They weren't as careful as they should have been, and now they're getting fined. It's as simple as that. Well, on to topic number 4 then.
Yeah. Topic number 4. This is one that I really like. If this is true, AMD Radeon RX 6950 XT 3D Mark score leaks faster than a GeForce RTX 3090 Ti. AMD is set to release its Radeon RX 6000 series refresh later this month, which could rank among the best graphics cards when they arrive. But details about the new graphics cards have been leaking for quite a while. On Wednesday, our colleagues at WCCF Tech, by the way, I have to stop this. What's wrong with companies having like weird tech blog names? You have Tom's Hardware, which every time confuses SOD for some reason. And now you have WCCF
It sounds like a hardware
Tech.
store. It sounds like a hardware store. It's like, oh, I'm just going down to Tom's Hardware to pick up like a new hammer. I lost my old one somehow. I don't expect it to be I don't expect that. I expect it to be like a mom and pop shop that you go down to get hardware, not to be a gaming not gaming, but a tech site. It don't make sense in my brain. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that's a stupid problem to have.
Indeed.
Okay. WCCF Tech published the first 3D Mark Times by and Firestrike scores of the new RX 6950 XT, 6750 XT, and 6650 XT graphics cards in comparison to other boards. I think these names are actually really awesome. I don't know why I like names with numbers. That's changed in me. The findings use upcoming drivers that support the new parts and AMD's Radeon 6950 XT, 6750 XT, and 6650 XT boards not only demonstrate significant advantages over the regular 6000 XT models. That's the word I didn't want to say. Modules. But I'm randomly inventing words now, apparently. But they also beat their respective competitors, the RTX 3090 Ti, 3070 Ti, and 3060, in 3D Mark Times by graphics benchmarks. This is, of course, only one benchmark that does not reflect all existing games. And it also does not use ray tracing, a strong side of NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 3000 series, or 30 series, yeah. Port Royal. Is that how you pronounce royal in English? Yeah, I guess so. Port Royal does test RT performance, but WCCF Tech only showed AMD's new GPUs in that particular test. Still, the advantages of the new GPUs appear to be substantial. For example, the RX 6950 XT appears to be around 17%, 17% faster than its predecessor, the 6900 XT. Perhaps WCCF Tech used a heavily factory overclocked 6950 XT board, or AMD significantly upped the TGP. That's what I had to look up before. I had never heard TGP. I think it's like, I actually already forgot what it means. Literally, hold on.
Oof.
Because that's important. Wait. Total graphics power. That's the power that the whole graphics card uses. I've never heard that term before. Or AMD significantly upped the TGP of its upcoming products, or AMD's new drivers simply improved performance of all Radeon RX 6000 boards, and existing cards were not retested at this time. But whatever the case, the upcoming graphics cards seem to show significant gains in 3D Mark. that's the end of that article piece, and I'm really excited.
It seems like an exciting time for a new wave of PC parts coming down the factory line.
Not only is it better than a normal 3090, it's also better than the 3090 Ti, apparently. And Thod,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what the Ti variants are?
Yes, I do get that. They are like, I forget the actual, what the TI stands for, but it's just more like an intense, stronger version.
It doesn't stand for anything, I think.
Then.
They just call it Ti forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like I guess a newer, refreshed version. More powerful.
Yeah.
We have to see
Typically
actual
putting
performance
performance over like economic value. Like it costs a lot more. It's like the base versions, while still expensive, are designed to be, relatively affordable for what they are, whereas the TIs are typically, okay, here's as strong as we can make these things. Here's the price that this costs now. You pull at your collar a little bit.
That's an interesting explanation. I think that's not always true, but sometimes it depends on what TI version of what card. Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, that's what the 3090 itself already is. That's like, give us all your money because you have too much. That's already the definition of the 3090. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. Having AMD cards that are actually very good. The 6000 series itself is pretty good already. I still have a 1060, very old. Well, not very old, but like relatively old compared to 6950 XT. And also, I run Linux, and Nvidia have the worst fucking shit drivers on Linux that you can imagine. It's really bad. Not only does it look like, I don't know, like a program from like the 1980s, the control panel for it, which actually I think that's kind of on Windows too, but on Windows at least you also have the GeForce Experience program, which is modern and new and can do like driver management and stuff, which we don't even have. And also, I think if you have a 30 series color, some features are just turned off, like video encoding and stuff. Like, oh, I want to do live streams and use the graphics card's encoder for the video. Well, can't do that because it's just not in the Linux driver. It's just literally left out. And it's really annoying. And NVIDIA is very real, like actually hated in the Linux community. Yeah, I'm not that concerned about them not having really tested or compared the ray tracing tests, because yeah, sure, ray tracing is cool, but like the things that I play don't even have ray tracing anyways, and I don't think I would really care, because the companies and like the engines and stuff that people use, they figured out how to fake all the things that ray tracing can do pretty well. And yeah.
I don't know.
Like the Switch can't fucking do ray tracing or whatever. Most systems still can't, so they're not going to put the heaviest focus on ray tracing for a long time.
I mean, that I will debate that, because I'm very lucky to have like the next gen systems that do use ray tracing in them. Like just because the Switch can't do a lot of things. It was last gen when it was first released. It was a budget console made to bounce back from the Wii U, and 5 years on, it's really feeling that.
Yes,
and I feel like
true.
A lot of games are going to go further and further with ray tracing, which will push these graphics cards for the PC to keep up with that. Like, it's already a feature in the games I'm playing, even at 1080p, not just 4K, and it does make the worlds feel a little bit more vibrant and lush. Just noticing how like rich and crisp the shadows are.
Well, that's true, but I don't think if you put a game in front of me and you're like, oh, look at this, is ray tracing is turned off. It's the most disgusting thing ever. I can't play this. That's not happening. Games
that's
that
not
look
gonna
good
happen.
already.
They look good, but it's like putting a little bit of like eyeliner on an already very attractive girl. Like, she's still a very attractive girl. It's just gonna, pop a little bit more.
Actually, that just made me think of this. I think Linus Tech Tips had a video about this where they literally did like blind tests with ray tracing turned on and ray tracing turned off. I don't remember how it went, and I'm gonna watch that again after we're done recording because I'm very sure you could see differences. I don't know if people can tell which one is which though. So yeah, and yeah, I don't know if it just has worse ray tracing performance than the Nvidia cards. I don't really care. I can just turn it off. It's fine. At least personally for me. Maybe because I haven't really played things with ray tracing yet, even though ray tracing is like the oldest technology in creating images. But okay. Yes, let's go back to what they did in the 60s to render images. Wow. High-tech shit. That's partly a joke. I understand that the ray tracing that takes like an hour to render a single frame is not the same as having real-time ray tracing on your Nvidia card. Don't be that angry. Don't send us angry emails. Okay. Do we move on to the next topic?
Is it a good idea to have Barrett read it, or?
We can try. Yeah,
okay. Facebook owner Meta agrees to comply with strict rules imposed by German regulator. Germany's cartel office said that Meta Platforms Inc., the owner of Facebook, has paramount significance, I'm going to correct that, for competition across markets. A classification which gives the regulator more leeway to curb digital companies' market power. Under legislation introduced by German lawmakers in early 2021, the cartel office can ban what it deems to be anti-competitive activities. Meta, which also owns Instagram and WhatsApp, operates a strong ad-supported social media ecosystem that continues to expand and is used by a large portion of the population in Germany, the cartel office said in a statement on Wednesday. It said the new classification would form the basis for a more rapid conclusion of ongoing antitrust proceedings against Meta. In 2019, the cartel office ordered the company to curb its data collection, saying the world's largest social network had abused its market dominance to harvest information of its users without their consent. Meta then called Facebook, appealed the decision, and the matter is still pending in court. A spokesperson for Meta said Wednesday that the US-based company would comply with the cartel's office decision on the classification. Even if we do not share the reasoning that has led to the federal cartel's office decision, we will continue to concentrate on providing our users in Germany with the best possible experience in keeping with all the laws and regulations, a spokesperson for Meta told Reuters.
Even if we don't share the reasoning, really, you might not share the same reasoning as them, trying to look out for consumers first and foremost. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, this has been going on for a hot minute.
Yeah.
How much longer? Right?
How much longer until Facebook implodes? Oh.
It can't be that long.
I don't know. Could be a while. Could be.
They have 30,000 people working on the metaverse, which does not exist, so they're burning cash big time.
I believe they have slowed down on that after the stock took a dip, but yeah,
Well, I don't
they're
know.
still burning
Look,
away.
I think this article is not very satisfying because it doesn't really say anything. It just means, oh, yeah, it's not done
exactly.
yet,
It's
and
more
we're
of the
still
same.
trying to for justice, but things will happen though, because things are happening in the US against Facebook and Google, and probably Amazon as well. Things are happening here. Do either of you remember when was it the EU when one European thing was like, okay, you can't store our Europeans' data in America anymore. You can't do that. And then Facebook was like, yeah, well, what if we just shut down Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and all of the EU? Do you remember that? You can all see how we can't use Facebook anymore now. Wow, yeah. That's a lie, because you can absolutely still do it because they are full of shit. I think Meta is just talking and they don't really do anything, do they? At this point, they can't, can they?
No, it's all a bunch of bluster from them. You know, they're just trying to throw their weight around, despite the fact it's like two people on two different planes. It doesn't matter how much weight you have. It's just not something. Well, hopefully, something that shouldn't be able to affect these regulators. But America, it's proved that theory wrong. You gotta be careful. You gotta make sure they stay on two separate planes. Otherwise, things turn nasty.
It doesn't help that
I think
like they're constantly
Meta
talking to people who have a significant generational gap and can't even wrap their heads around technology already. It could go either way in that regard. You know, they could see it still as demonizing, and they could also say, wow, this is way too complicated for me to grasp. I'm just going to let this guy win, you know?
The thing is like America is particularly bad because like Congress and Senate used to have like this research branch that would make sure to, keep the, senators and House members reasonably informed of these things. That just eventually got massively underfunded. Just the budget for it was cut entirely. And I believe I would hope at least Germany and a bunch of other countries that don't have the same problems America has still funds that and still keeps the, even if they are older, keeps the representatives informed of things, or at least has like a branch for them to turn to and ask, hey, what's the deal with this? I need to understand this so I can effectively legislate it. I
think
you'd think it would be
doing a good job about this right now. The Biden administration's put like actual people in charge of the correct agencies, like people who know tech things, who've worked in the tech space.
That's good in terms of the agencies, but also
I'd like other things as well. Like
I forget the name of it. There's
trials about this. There's literally exact trials about this and how they have to split out WhatsApp and Instagram from their big company because it's too big. That's like actually going on in the US too.
Well, I hope that succeeds, but the thing I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember what it was called. That definitely needs to get refunded. So, senators and House representatives in America,
I think that's the older ones. Issue, if that's true. Yeah.
Well, it's an issue that quickly connects to anything when it's out of date. Because remember pulling just as a montage of like older senators asking, why am I banned or suffering these effects on this website? And it's like a representative from Facebook. Wow. They're talking to Twitter CEO and asking, why on Facebook am I banned from? It's like,
I think it was the other. Well, probably both ways exist.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like you can get an hour-long montage of these mess ups.
Yeah, but that's like that goes a long time ago. Like the US trials have been pretty good. The newest trials,
there's a difference between
this pretty closely.
There's a difference between the trials, which gets settled via lawsuits, via existing laws, That's completely separate. I'm talking about legislators who go on to then write laws to
Okay,
regulate
yeah.
these things. If they are just wildly out of touch and uninformed, what they can
That's
do
not
is
good.
severely
Or
limited.
severely devastating.
And it's like you think it would be very, very basic, straightforward thing to have this branch here for them to turn to. But I could save some money, I guess. It's a plethora of other things that could have been cut from, and surely could not be that expensive compared to literally any other line item. Like, I don't know. How about the budget for Guantanamo Bay? Like, how about we take that and put it towards,
Hmm.
Oh,
just making sure
God.
our senators know shit as opposed to don't? That seems more useful than containing a bunch of people who most likely were never terrorists to begin with. Just suspicious brown people. Lot of things wrong with America. Lot of things wrong.
Yeah, but some things aren't. So I sometimes try to focus on the positive things, which is whenever like new recordings of these trials against Facebook and Google happen. So that I'm happy that there's like actual people in charge of it now, for now, who know what's happening. We can ask actual good questions.
I guess in that retrospect, it's good that
Yeah.
it wasn't settled quickly
Yeah,
and then it's still going.
yes. I mean, the Trump people like started this because they're like, oh, we are getting censored on all of these sites, and now the other party keeps it going because they're spreading like misinformation and like actually fucking up people's lives with like fake shit and
Yeah, I think it was like
destroying people using Instagram, giving them like mental problems, and like suicide rates are like going up high.
Two things. I think it's like been confirmed that they're a lot less restrictive when it comes to enforcing the terms of service against more right-leaning posts and ideologies. Like, you really have to get across the line to get banned by them. For some reason, I couldn't say why officially. I could only speculate. And the other thing, I believe they did step up like the enforcements leading up to the 2020 election, and then like shut it all down after that, which then led to January 6th, which not great. Oof. It's like, we'll do something for a little bit. Hey, this works, but nah, let's not keep it going. Insurrection on the Capitol. Delightful.
Fuck. Okay.
Well, I believe that's all we have to ramble on about Facebook.
That's way more than it deserves.
I think we're done
Yeah.
Either that, or it's very much too little about talking about them. Somebody should. New idea about this. We need to workshop a new idea. We need to make a podcast that's only about the evil things and the fuck ups of Facebook.
I feel like we'll run out of things very quickly there, but like just the worst things in the world.
I think they have so many things that you don't even know about yet. Like, it's a gigantic company. There's bound to be like bad things happening at it. So, I don't know, maybe we're not going to do it. Take this idea for, I don't know, do it yourself. Fuck off. And follow at Uploading Pod on Twitter and on Instagram. Yeah.
Well,
follow us there. Send us an email on uploadingpod@gmail.com with tech stories, news stories, and suggestions, and also comments about the show. Anything, almost anything.
Yes. And I've been Sod of Sod Passion Projects and Sod Passion Gaming. You can find those on YouTube and Twitch as well for the gaming one. I should have, hopefully by Monday, the same day this will be out, uploaded and made a thumbnail for my rambling review of The Suicide Squad. So be sure to check that out.
Rambling
you.
with you.
And thank you very much for listening to this podcast. It's ever so kind of you. Also, like, follow my link tree and do all the stuff there, donations help, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, and I'm Merrick Juniper everywhere.
Yeah. And I watch Silas TV almost everywhere. We have link trees in the description. Just follow those, and don't forget to rate and follow or subscribe on your podcatcher of choice. I almost said podcast app, but then I got with the podcatcher, which is the actual term, but okay. Don't mix words, kids.
Or do. It's a lot of fun. Crossing the streams. Anywho, I believe that's...
Oh my god, crossing the streams.
Yeah, I believe that's
That's
all the wrap-up we have.
porn video.
What?
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
No, Ghostbusters.
Don't cross the street.
What? No.
Silas, get gay cock off of your mind. It doesn't always need to be there. And with that note, it's time to say
funny.
ta-ta, Wiedersehen, until we meet again. Bye-bye.
Oh my god.